All right. Well, welcome to Thought for Thursday. I apologize, we were a little delayed there, but I wanted to make sure that I got connected on all sides. And I believe that I have finally conquered my technology problem. Anyway, welcome. I'm so happy to be with you here today on Friday Eve. Yes, it's Thursday, and welcome to Thought for Thursday. We are talking today as we continue our series, our summer school series, actually, as we continue, and we're talking about the dream. Specifically, we're talking about what happens when that dream that we've had for a very long time is no longer really the dream that we need it to be, or the dream no longer fits the vision. What do you do when things look totally different and your dream just no longer seems to really fit what it is that you desire to do? And that happens, during this series, we're talking about the things, the tools that are needed to make life form things into the place where we want them to be. And this week specifically, we're talking about the vision and the possibility of having to revision the vision. And in revisioning the vision, that means our dream may change. So this fits right in with what we're talking about this week in the summer school series. And make sure that you go to Jolie's Enterprises and sign up for the newsletter if you want to be added, so that you can get the exercises that are coming along with this series that we have going for several weeks. So, what happens when you look up and you realize that, once what really fueled you now just frustrates you? All right. That dream that you had that once kind of lit the fire in your soul really has just kind of fizzled out. And basically, it no longer fits. This is what I need you to know: it's okay. I need you to realize that it's okay, really, to let it go. It really, really is. It's okay to change your mind. You have that prerogative. And it's more than okay to revision your vision. It's not failure, it's growth. And that is the mindset you need to approach things with. And often, we're talking revisioning. Well, growth requires sometimes what are some really painful but powerful acts of release and letting go of a dream that you've held for so long. Very well, maybe that painful thing that you're releasing. Those who may have wanted to go to law school or medical school and seem to be pursuing that forever, only to realize, you know what, maybe that wasn't what I really wanted to do after all. Even a career that we've been in forever and we've dreamt about moving it to the next stage, only to realize, well, I think I was really only in that because it supplied the needs that I have, but it's not something I really want to do. So let's talk about this first. You have to deal with that disappointment. You may have some disappointment in yourself for not finishing what you started. If you're revisioning that dream or you're redoing that dream, at times you may have some frustration, right? You're feeling frustrated because you've put time into it, you've put money into it, you've put energy into it, you really invested, and you realize that this just really isn't where you want to be, and really that dream really may not be what you want to pursue anymore. You feel also that you maybe, perhaps a lot of us in my age group, you've put a lot into it and you're feeling, oh, well, you know what, I'm too old now to really make a change. Or it's too late to try something new. I'm too set in my ways. I know a lot of us feel that way. And I often talk about that and the fact that it's never too late, right? That's the whole premise of a lot of my reinvention platform. It's never too late to change your mind, never too late to revision something, never too late to redo it, never too late to reinvent. But again, dealing with the grief that we may be feeling because we are abandoning something or we're changing midstream. And your feelings are valid. You are valid for feeling that. But You can also honor that dream without clinging to it. You can grieve for something that's an old version of success and still boldly step into something that is new. The important piece is don't let the grief overtake you, the grief that you have behind that, and don't let it totally cause you to dismiss where it is that you really want to go or dismiss what it is that you really want to do. Because you know what? You're not weak or you're not a failure or a misfit for wanting something different or for wanting something that is more in alignment with what you truly desire to do. So it's time to revision things. And you may say, well, how do I know? I think this is my dream. How do I know if it's not really what I need to do if I revision? There are a couple things that really kind of point in that direction. If your dream feels like more of a burden and less of a blessing to you, perhaps you've kind of outgrown it emotionally or spiritually or intellectually, or you're staying in something only because of other people's expectations. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of it, or we have been guilty of it at some point. These are things that you need to pay attention to because they're truly signals that maybe I need to revision things. Maybe this dream isn't really what I want. Maybe it's not really where I want to be. Um, Let's work on removing that guilt, though. I talked about it's okay to feel it, but let's work on removing it because, changing course doesn't erase the value of what you've already done. And that's something that you need to realize. It's not erasing or negating or saying that what you've done already isn't worthwhile or haven't been worthwhile. It just really means that you're no longer obligated to kind of keep shrinking into something that really isn't fitting you or dreams that no longer really stretch you. And when you evolve, you're not a quitter, you're growing, which is what I said already. It's not as though you're failing, you're moving in the direction that you want to move into so that you can be more successful in where you want to go and in what you want to do. So, let me give you some tools, all right? Some tools that you can use if you want to, or when you realize you need to redo the dream, look at the dream, perhaps have another dream, all right? Revision that dream. I talk about it all the time. Something that's going to be a huge piece of what you need to do is that journal. Reflect on what you've already done. Reflect on what you really want to do. Reflect on where you want to go. Write all of that down, and frequently revisiting these things are going to help and put you in the direction or help you to understand or help you to move to the point where you can go ahead and realize or acknowledge, accept the new dream, and then move to make that happen. What else? Well, make sure that you have some type of exercise there is that you can do to basically clarify your values. And in that exercise, you're going to want to identify, what truly matters to you now. It may be a step or an exercise where you sit down and you have two columns. This is what I really want to do. This is really important to me, and look at it and say, is that important to me? Or is it important because it's going to help someone else? Or it's important because this is what somebody thinks I should do? And if it's one of those things, then you move it out of that column that says it's important to you. All right. So, some type of exercise where you're really, really getting down to the bare bones about what is important to you. All right. And that is a piece of what is your dream. What else? Well, rewrite that vision statement. We've been talking about vision, at least in our exercise in the newsletter that I sent this week. We talked about the vision. Rewrite it. Your life's vision is based on who you are today, perhaps, not who you were, 5 or 10 years ago, and make that vision more one that says I am or I will. You don't want to look at it and say, well, that really kind of says I was, or I did, or I had. You want it to definitely be present, and then you want it to be future because you want that vision to reflect where it is that you're going. Something else I want you to think about voice activation. So, what do I mean when I say voice activation? I mean speaking what your dream is out loud. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I talked about how your words have such a powerful place in your life, has such a powerful effect on your life. Speak that dream out loud. Share it with a trusted friend, someone who's going to make you and keep you accountable. Share it with a mentor. But even more so than helping you to be accountable and helping you to remember that you have this dream, when you hear it out loud, there's something that really kind of helps to bind that truth to you. You hear yourself speaking it, and the more you speak it to yourself, the more it kind of seeps into your memory, the more it kind of seeps into your soul and helps you to be accepting of it. All right. So, what have we said so far? We said make sure that you write it down in your journal. You do some kind of value clarification exercise. You rewrite that vision statement. You go ahead and activate that dream by saying it out loud. And what is the fifth thing? Micro move plan. Don't overwhelm yourself with a 10-year plan. And I believe I've said something similar to this before as well. You may need to make a plan for that dream that's right now. You may need one that's weeks from now, months from now, year, 5 years. Don't go as far out as 20 years. I mean, there's nothing wrong with writing that, or 10 years or 20 years, but realize that you are moving more towards what you're going to be able to do in the small steps. Identify, for example, the next 3 small steps toward your new vision. That is what's going to encompass, that is what's going to develop and help you to understand what that dream should look like, what that dream should be, and envision what that new dream is, and understand that doing those 3 steps, really action builds momentum, and that's what you're doing. So, as I sum things up, remember that your purpose isn't tied to one path. I think I've also talked about the hummingbird who really kind of pollinates across plants and does many different things versus the jackhammer who may be, focused in on one thing. You you may not just be single sided. All right. And keep in mind that it's okay to be that way. Give yourself permission to imagine what can be, and don't put any limits on that. It's time to revision if any of this thing resonates with you, if that dream is no longer profiting you, is no longer really helping you in any way. It's time to look at those things and redo them. It's time to rebuild and build for you and not for anyone else. Um, and let me know. I want to hear from you if this resonates. Go ahead and comment. I know I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm also on Instagram today. I wanted to make sure that I got that out there. Let me hear from you. I want to know if you are recognizing that your dream needs to be redone, your vision needs to be redone. And what better time to do it than in these months as you prepare to go forward? It's always appropriate to prepare to go forward. All right. Thank you so much for listening in today. I hope that this has helped you. Remember, it is never, ever, ever too late to go after the thing that you want, to go after the change that you desire, to go after the place that you want to be. Be you. Be you authentically. Don't be anyone else, because only you are the best version of you out there, right? And you have something that's special that we all need. Know that you can do and be what it is you want to do, be who it is that you want to be. It is never too late to revision, to restructure that dream, not leaving behind what you've already done, but plugging into it and pulling it into where you're going, realizing that nothing is really there just to kind of be a straggler, but you can incorporate so much of your life into where it is that you want to go, because no matter what you've experienced, no matter what you've done, you're able to pull something from that and apply it to where you want to be, to what you want to do, to where you want to go. As always, if you need some more help, if you need help in revisioning, if you need help in any of these summer school things that I'm talking about, go ahead and text the word more to 240-789-4299. That's more to 240-789-4299. As you know, Thought for Thursday is a portion of Leveling Up the podcast. It's what I bring to you on Thursdays, all of 15 minutes roughly. We're a little over today, but giving you 5 actionable steps that you can take when you leave here to be able to hit a pain point and bring some resolution to it for yourself. I have a very brand new episode coming up on this new season of Leveling Up the podcast. So listen out for that. A new episode that goes into, we're talking holistic and how wellness really does involve so much. It is more than just eating, it is more than just exercise. It takes a holistic view. And we'll talk about that next week with my special guest. So listen out for details on that. In the meantime, thanks again. Go out, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day, no matter what time of the day it is that you're listening to this. And I'll see you next week.